Canterbury, ancient, enchanting, and totally Instagrammable. Nestled in the heart of Kent, this city is a beautiful blend of history, cobbled streets, crooked timber-framed houses, and that very British charm that makes you want to sip tea and write poetry, or just take 300 selfies. It's the kind of place where time slows down, unless you're a pigeon, in which case you're still flying like you've got somewhere to be. Welcome back to Lolo Milo Diaries, where every corner of the globe has a story to be told and food to be shared. And today, we're taking you on an unforgettable journey in Canterbury. We've always wanted to visit this historic gem, and let me tell you, we're so happy we finally did. So stay with us, you're in for a treat. We drove just about an hour and a half from Sussex to Kent, soaking in the lush countryside, rolling hills, and sheep who honestly looked like they knew something we didn't. The journey? Peaceful, green, and surprisingly sheep-heavy. Our first stop was the majestic Canterbury Cathedral. We bought 2 tickets to the cathedral. And get this, they're annual passes for each person, which means after paying once, we can visit for free all year long. So yes, if we suddenly become cathedral enthusiasts and pop back every other Sunday, now you know why. Now, before we even walked in, the place was already giving us major epic fantasy film vibes. You have expect Gandalf to walk out of one of the cloisters with a latte. And yes, although Harry Potter wasn't directly filmed inside this exact cathedral, it has that same spellbinding energy. Pure magic. The cathedral is nearly 1,500 years old. Yes. It was originally founded in 597 AD by Saint Augustine, the first Archbishop of Canterbury, who was sent from Rome by Pope Gregory the Great to bring Christianity to Kent. That's right, this place was literally ground zero for Christianity in England. And what started as a humble little church eventually evolved into this jaw-dropping Gothic masterpiece. The Virgin we see today began taking shape in the 11th century under the Normans, then got its dramatic Gothic makeover after a fire in 1174, because even back then, makeovers were a thing. And speaking of drama, let's talk about St. Thomas Becket, the Archbishop who was tragically and very brutally murdered inside the cathedral in 1170 by knights who might have taken King Henry II's words a little too seriously. His martyrdom turned Canterbury into one of the most important pilgrimage sites in medieval Europe. Today, there is a special chapel and shrine inside dedicated to Becket, and the cathedral still carries that heavy sense of reverence, like the walls remember every prayer, every secret, every footstep. There's also a powerful exhibition inside: audio guides, ancient manuscripts, relics, tombs of archbishops and royalty. It's like walking through the script of an HBO series, except real and with less dragons. You'll see the choir with its medieval choir stalls and beautiful ceiling, and if you love stained glass, you'll lose your mind. The windows here are some of the oldest in the country, telling biblical stories in color that somehow still feels brighter than my iPhone screen. We spent almost 2 hours inside and still didn't see everything. Honestly, you could spend the whole day here and still find something new. We left with aching necks from looking up so much, but with hearts totally full of awe. If walls could talk, these ones would have a lot to say. Canterbury's town centre is buzzing, packed with little shops, cozy cafés, old bookshops, fudge stores, and vintage boutiques. If you're into thrifted jumpers or handmade soaps that smell like medieval herbs, this is your paradise. And this is what we love about British towns. They have a personality, a vibe, and a lot of scones. Kent itself is known as the Garden of England, and once you walk around here, it's easy to see why. Lush green views, apple orchards, and fields that stretch out like they're posing for postcards. Honestly, walking through Canterbury felt like flipping through a live-action storybook. There's beauty in every window pane, every crooked wall, every cat napping in a sunlit shop window. And the people? Super friendly. A stranger complimented Milo's fleece and then gave us directions while simultaneously recommending their favorite local bakery. That's peak British hospitality. Directions and pastry tips. Then it was time for punting on the River Stow, a must-do in Canterbury. They call it the Little Venice of Kent. We strolled into Westgate Gardens, a lush riverside park with flowers in full bloom, and a path that screams, "Walk me slowly," with a cappuccino. The garden itself is free to enter, and it's one of the oldest parks in England, dating back to the 12th century. There's this quiet romance about it. Kids feeding ducks, couples on benches holding hands, and elderly folks who clearly know all the secret shortcuts. And if you're lucky, you'll spot the famous gnarled old tree, rumored to be over 200 years old, with twisted branches that look like they've seen every generation of lovers, poets, and pageants. Nearly, we spotted Westgate Tower's museum, one of the last surviving medieval gatehouses in England. This place used to be the main entrance to the city, and now it's been transformed into a quirky little museum with old weapons, armor, prison cells, and the best view in town. And the river that winds through the garden, it's calm, shallow, and clear enough to see tiny fish doing laps. There are even bronze statues in the water, casually chilling, reading, and looking like they are on a mindfulness retreat. It's random, it's beautiful, it's very Canterbury. So we were planning to go punting on the River Stour, gliding through Canterbury like loyal ducks on a scenic date. But guess what? We forgot to book. Apparently, you need to book at least a day in advance, and we just rocked up with our touristy enthusiasm and no plan. Classic. We asked the guy if there were any spots left, and he smiled like a man who had seen this happen a lot. Fully booked today, love. But it's okay, we will definitely come back. So yeah, we may have missed punting, but what we got instead was a slow, gorgeous stroll through time. We ended the day walking through the old town again, narrow lanes, hidden courtyards, timbered houses leaning like they've had one too many ciders. Every corner had charm, every doorway had a story, and every bakery had a croissant we wanted. Canterbury, you were a dream, a perfect mix of history, greenery, food, and enchantment. We came for the cathedral, stayed for the vibes, and left with a memory card full of footage and hearts full of joy. If you enjoyed this short trip, give us a like, subscribe for more little adventures around the world, and tell us in the comments where should Lolo and Milo go next. See you on the next vlog, and remember, life's too short to skip dessert or skip Kent. Bye!